Lesson 4.2, The Spanish-American War. After the imperialism bug caught Americans, the desire to expand and prove our strength over other countries was strong. Spain had territories near the U.S. in Cuba and Puerto Rico, which Americans took an interest in. The Cuban Revolution and flood of anti-Spanish news articles called yellow journalism eventually led to the Spanish-American War. José Martí was a Cuban author who used his writings to discuss his belief that freedom and justice are the cornerstones of government. He gave his life in Cuba's fight for independence. The Rough Riders, formerly called the 1st United States Volunteer Cavalry, joined trained soldiers to help Cuba battle Spain for independence. Theodore Roosevelt was a member of the Rough Riders, and his writings about the group's battles and experiences helped immortalize small battles such as San Juan Hill. On October 1, 1898, leaders representing the United States met with the European powers in Paris to negotiate a treaty and an end to the Spanish-American War. The U.S. did not have many allies. Nearly all of Europe sided with Spain. An agreement was reached, giving the United States control of the Philippines, Puerto Rico, and Guam. Spain agreed to relinquish its claim on Cuba, and peace was restored. In 1900, 2 years after the United States acquired Puerto Rico through the Treaty of Paris, the Four-Acre Act was passed. This established a civil government complete with an American-appointed governor and a Puerto Rican cabinet. The act also created free commerce between the United States and Puerto Rico. The Platt Amendment was added to the Army Appropriations Act in 1901. Before removing military force, the United States presented Cuba with a set of conditions that heavily favored American interests and angered the Cubans. The conditions for troop withdrawal included U.S. rights to land in Cuba, as well as a decisive power in Cuban government affairs. As early as the 1600s, people searched for a way to connect the Atlantic and Pacific Oceans. Doing so would create a faster, safer trade route. In 1914, after years of work and the death of thousands of laborers, the Panama Canal was opened. Ships could now avoid the dangerous journey around the tip of South America. The Panama Canal saved money, improved travel time, and is still used today. Emiliano Zapata spent his life working for liberty and freedom in his native Mexico. He believed in the plan of Ayala, calling for the return of lands confiscated from villages and controlled by foreign powers, the Mexican hacendados, who were men who controlled large areas of land. Pancho Villa was an interesting character. He was not only a bandit, thief, and killer, but also a Mexican revolutionary leader. He advocated for the poor, rebelling against the oppressive treatment many sharecroppers received at the hands of wealthy hacienda owners. Pancho Villa lived an adventurous life, complete with prison escapes, holdups, and a civil war.